Hello, beautiful internet family. Dan here from DansTube.TV, as well as the Fearless Drone Academy podcast. And today I'm joined by Danny from Mole Media, and we're talking about something very, very exciting in the drone world. There's been a ton of drone news over the last week now. We've had stuff from Autel Robotics that has been leaked, as well as an announcement from Autel Robotics. We've also had the Mavic 3 Pro potentially leaked in all of its glory. So there's a ton to discuss in this video. We've got some really cool things to explore, and all of these new drones are looking very, very exciting. Can't wait to check this one out, guys. Thank you so much for all of the support throughout the last couple of years, let's say 12 years of the YouTube channel's life. And things are definitely ramping up now in the drone space for me, and I really do appreciate all of your support. So again, thank you, and enjoy this episode of the Fearless Drone Academy podcast. All right, Danny, so where do we start? There's so much that's been announced. Yeah.
Don't know where to start. There's that much information all at once. It's an overload. It's amazing.
It really is. And I don't know if you saw those initial kind of mock-up designs of the Mavic 3, which went around the internet.
Really janky ones.
Yeah,
I saw them.
You saw them? Yeah, and I didn't know, it didn't look crazy real. I was like, I don't know about that one, but it looks like we've got the two cameras. So it was clearly coming from someone inside.
Yeah, that's it. I had my doubts when I saw those renders because they did look pretty average. But looking at this now, this is DJI now. We know this.
Yeah, it's looking pretty legit. So, all right. So this was the Twitter account. So I've got a few tabs up here. These are the same articles. Obviously, a lot of people have been publishing content on it. But this Jasper Ellens guy, 27 leaks. This is where it originally came from, apparently. But it really does look like the actual booklet. You know, the way that they've designed this section here, and then even this breakdown here with the spec sheet. It looks pretty legit.
It really does. It looks like they just grabbed it straight out of the box. Here you go, ready to go.
Yeah. So if we go back to this, so this picture here, I don't know what is going on. No, we're not up to the controller yet. Here we go. So this is the rear of the drone, and this is where it kind of breaks down some of the details here. Have you had a chance to look through it all? Because I'm still looking through
it. I've read over most of it.
Yeah. So what's the standout thing? Where do we start?
Well, straight off the bat, the battery insertion design. We knew they were going to change it after last year's issues with Autel, and lo and behold, here we go.
Yeah. And in terms of a mechanical reasoning behind that, do we think that allows them more space for what,